commence. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
I call Ginny Andersen.
Thank you for the opportunity for speaking on the Tasman District Council Waimea Water Augmentation Scheme Bill. And it's great to see this bill proceeding so quickly through the House, as I know that there are some contracts in place in order for work to go ahead that need to be done by a certain date, and it's important that we see the quick passage of this legislation in order to reach that time frame. There are some really clear economic and environmental benefits that need to be weighed up, but has come through the submissions process and through the good advice that we've received during the Select Committee process, that this bill is beneficial for New Zealand and very much beneficial for those people involved in horticulture in the area on the Waimea Plains. This bill will enable secure water supply for the local community, and while it does directly affect horticulture in the form of many forms of berries that are grown on the Waimea Plains, as well as apples and other fruits, it will also ensure water supply to residential households and good quality water supply, which is so important. The dam will ensure increased river flow, and this will ensure that the water supply to those local households and to businesses will continue, particularly in the summer months. And no doubt members will remember that the region had a very extreme drought back in 2001, known as the Big Dry, in which there were severe water restrictions put in place, and it affected everybody in the region. So having in place this dam, having in place a scheme that will replenish those aquifers beneath the Waimea Plains will mean that there is security and protection against droughts that may well come in the climate change age we face, more frequent in the future. A secure water supply is the lifeblood of any region, and so I'm pleased to see that the people in Nelson and the Tasman District area can benefit from having that security and that confidence. We know that there are some clear environmental benefits with this change as well. The scheme will minimise the risk of salt water intrusion into the aquifers along the coast, so close to the sea along that way. And while there are concerns that have been noted by environmentalists about the area of land being inundated by the dam, the overall health of the Waimea River and its fish life depends on a good water supply, and that's exactly what this will do. It is good to see that there's been good consultation, and this is supported by the Tasman District Council. There's been consultation and compromise through the course of this piece of legislation reaching this point in time. The main area and the main point of contention has been the cost of the dam, and this has been revised in order to reach an agreement and a way forward. I will note that there are those that are still not happy with the cost that some ratepayers will bear with this process, and we heard that loud and clear through the submissions process. So affordability has been a critical issue along the way, and the new funding model represents a compromise between the parties involved, including an increased contribution by the Tasman District Council's partner in the project, the Waimea Irrigators Limited. I would like to also, as my final point, flag that there's been consultation on rights of first refusal under the treaty settlement legislation, and the land that will be transferred from the Crown to the District Council has rights of first refusals upon it, which were put in place under the treaty settlement negotiations put in place with Te Tau Ihu Iwi. The land must remain under the direct or indirect control of the Council until that occurs, and the riverbed land must be sold back to the Crown if the dam does not proceed or is removed for any reason, to ensure that those rights are not infringed upon. Look, I would just like to say that I've really enjoyed being a part of watching this piece of legislation come through, to see the differing points of view from a community and to understand the benefits of what a good water scheme can provide to a community. Labor supports this bill for the good and the well-being of the environment, for the community and for local businesses which thrive off the security of water supply. I therefore commend this bill to the House.
I call Mark Patterson.
Mr Speaker, it is with